Hello dear students, now we're going to study about our new chapter which is sampling technique, and it is of our subject research methodology in education. Our course code is 8604 from Allama Iqbal Open University on online website. You can take this notes by B.Ed. So let's start this course. Unit number 7, sampling techniques. So basically, what are the objective of sampling technique? First is cognitive, in which we are defining a population with respect to characteristics of the members, comparison in it, distinguish between the homogeneous heterogeneous population, distinguish between the population in sampling, identify the characteristics of a good sample, and the second is affective development and attitude or scientific thinking in the solution of problem, develop awareness of the significance of sampling procedure in the conduct of research study project, realize the himself effect of efforts in sampling techniques leading to wrong inference and generalization. And number 3 is psychomotor, list the member of the population from which the sample is drawn, draw samples according to different sample procedure, use a sample design with advantages and easy to particular situation. Number 1 is introduction. The primary purpose of the research is to discover principles that have been universally applied. Most of the researchers use a simple proportion of a population for application of treatment, collection of data for analyzing treatment of solution, randomness selection, repetitive sport delays, and control to extensive variables. And this number 1 is type of sampling. In this probability sampling comes after this. There is need of any advantage of sampling. In this, the need for sampling, advantages of sampling comes, in which in advantages we have reduced cost, greater speed, greater scope, greater accuracy comes in. Students, now we're going to study about population and sampling. In population sampling, we have to actually discussion of sampling technique in would be describable to define the term frequently used these discussions and clearly certain aspects of issues and association with these terms. Number first is population. The population of a universe or an aggregate is a group of individuals. The sample population is population out of which the sample has actually been drawn. Secondly, we have target population. Target population is the population with the characteristics of which the researcher is actually interested in is been find out here. Next, second is coming is types of population. In this, the homogeneous population and heterogeneous population comes in. And the third one is sample. In sample, there are sample without replacement, sample with replacement, and sample frame comes in. Afterwards, this we have sampling design. In this, random sampling, stratified random sampling, double sampling, and cluster sampling comes in. Whereas in random sampling there are simple random sampling, Table random numbers in which it was taken, a method is used, and after this we have systematical random sampling in which k is equal to n by small n is used. After this we are going to study about starting field random sampling. The sum in happen to random selection sample include one type of unit member, this to strength in the population, therefore random its question to avoid these effect of change facts. A device known as stratified sample is employed, and in this the data required for known subpopulation sample problems may be different in a different stated. Great precision in estimating characteristics of the total population may be required. After this there is a double sample, and sample of technique depend on the possession of the advanced information about the population characteristics is respect of some values in which a mean value of these characteristics is to be totally population distribution of that characteristic in the population comes in. Then we have the cluster sampling. In this cluster sampling, the large number of survey sample unit consists of a group of the small unit or element will be taken in which the, for example, all elements, individual houses, factories, schools, farms, hospitals, etc. as cases may be included in a sampling block from the sample for the survey research. Students, now we're going to understand the estimating sampling size. In the planning of the research study, the stage is always research at which the decision may be made about the size of the sample. Having made these two decisions, the researcher can be helpful in statistical techniques of sampling theory, determining the appropriate sample size so that the population that the information gained would not be deviated more than the specified amount of the error is and higher than the indicated. Actual statistical techniques and the computation methods shall be dealt in the block 3. After this there is summary. In the summary, the main purpose of the sampling or to facilitate the condition of the research in situation where it may be feasible to obtain information regarding the characteristics from the every member of the population and the worker sample, and in this it is a sample responsibility for the population. It is a sample adequate selection of the units and the 20 form of the lesson headmasters of the group from the tools number of the in an area one perform may be independent advice in the sample constraint and an adequate sample. So thank you students, hope you understand this chapter and do visit your book and so you can read the lecture and study about it. So best wishes from my side.